In this, Master is stressing upon shedding ego and being humble because of the disastrous repercussion of ego of different forms. In the 11th Ashtpadi, Master says, "The Lord alone is the cause of all causes. There is none else. He has neither end nor limit, capable of establishing and disestablishing it on the spur of the moment. He has held the whole universe, not on any pillar, but on His command. By His command, the creation takes place, and through the command again it merges in Him. He is pervasive in all. In every heart is the presence of the light of that perfect super being, Akal Purakh Vaheguru. This helpless, poor human is the faithful receiver of His command only. Kabhu, sometimes He is flying high into the sky, and sometimes descends to the nether region, feels himself a great monarch, sometimes wears the garb of a low beggar, caught in the web of slander, and sometimes causes himself to be called as good, becomes Pandit, delivers lectures and remains silent and gets absorbed in meditation. Sometimes takes bath at the place of pilgrimages, becoming Siddh, Sadhak, preaches divine knowledge, sometimes becomes worm in countless species, revolve and wander about. But the stark truth is, the underlying truth is that as the Lord keeps a man, so does He lives in life, making men to dance continuously to His tune, sweet pleasure of the Lord. But such a being who become one with the soul, blending with the light of the primal soul, supreme soul, is completely free from being rotated on the wheel of transmigration. Free from being rotated on the wheel of transmigration. Master has condemned again self-egoism, being egoistic, in harsh words in 12th Ashtpadi. He says, "He who in his mind is proud of his kingdom falls into hell, then is incarnated as a dog. If egoistic about blooming youth becomes a worm, if calls himself a man of exalted, born and die, wanders in several species of God's creation, who prides upon his wealth is stupid, blind and ignorant. Nothing accompanies him, not even to the extent of a straw. In a split second, men would get perished. If sustain hope or rest confidence in his great armed forces, reduces to a heap of ashes instantly, and out of ego performs acts, hard work becomes useless, goes in vain. Dharamrai, the king of death, would himself disgrace him. A man who loves Maya and allows himself to remain intoxicated by Maya, as long as a man thinks that he can do something or he is doing something, can never be happy and wanders into the womb of the various species of life. Master says, whose mind is reduced to the dust of all, leaves self-egoism, attains spotless and pure glory, and through the grace of Lord, the bonds of transmigrations are cut. He himself is the doer, is all supreme. Is anything else besides him? Master says. His name contains all happiness, but such love a few rare fortunate souls obtain. But such love a few rare fortunate souls obtain. Master condemned strongly in 13th Ashtpadi, finding faults with the saints. Sant ke dukhan, slander. Master says, the slander of saint is disgusting, a heinous transgression. The slander of saints, finding faults with saints. Man is incarnated as a snake, obtains the birth of a low and crawling worm, and would not escape the cycle of transmigration, and is totally deceived from all the sides, loses all his brightness and glory, is ever unhappy, affected by all the diseases, has always to suffer the pains and pangs of separation, always impure, full of evils, loses all the chances of happiness, a friend to none, as hollow within, as is the body of a dead person without breath. Depart from here in despair, suspended between life and death, neither dies nor does he lives. So Guru instructs, continue praising the Lord day and night, meditate upon him while inhaling every breath, eating every morsel. All the hearts belongs to that sweet Lord. He alone does everything unto such a master. O man, keep on always paying respect and intense love to the Lord. Support of a human being is futile. The giver is that one Lord, Master says in 14th Ashtpadi. He alone is the destroyer and the protector as well, contained in his own creation, pervading every nook and corner of this universe. Originator or the cause of the universe, subtlest of the subtle, and greatest of the great at the same time. He alone is a ground seed. Himself is the tree full of blossoms and fruits also. This is his play. Himself he is playing. Such original being, who is neither visible nor his secrets can be known, is radiating resplendently in his own light. Human beings worship him only when he himself makes him to worship him. Purify your tongue by drinking his ambrosial name. Master says, in this way you would make your life hale and hearty. String a necklace of his holy name and put around your neck. He who is intensely absorbed night and day in the kirtan and the divine discourses attain the state of nirvana, the state of absolution. In 15th Ashtpadi, Master highlights the greatness of Almighty Vaheguru, the Supreme, and the importance of the association with sadhus to obtain Lord's name. The Lord is the sustainer of all. None returns empty-handed from him, whose mind is all concerned about looking after all the creatures, his creation. Imperishable Lord, brimful of all the powers, knower of all the woes of beings, sole hope of the destitutes. Master asks to renounce ego and offer the prize of your mind to take Ram Naam. Master is asking, which object of life came with you in this world, brought nothing? What then would you take away from these things? So what is the use of clinging, sticking to them slavishly? Cheerfully acknowledge whatever he does as a matter of happiness. Dedicate your soul to sadhus and sacrifice yourself unto a sadhu. Worship Ram Naam, the holy name, in your heart, so that you may return straight to your own home, where the Lord abides. With due respect and honor, Master says, take this cape, the merchandise of name, and associate yourself with the saints. Take bath with the dust of the feet of a sadhu, and a sadhu protects you from the countless obstacles. Master is adding up that fortunate alone gets the chance of serving a sadhu. Master is elaborating Lord's glory in 16th Ashtpadi, formless without the mark of identification, perceiver of everything, Lord Almighty, the guardian of the earth, the ocean of grace, compassionate, forgiver, fulfiller of all the desires, can make and unmake, fill as well as emptying in the twinkling of an eye, ever full of bliss, beauty and bounties, supreme King of the kings. The Lord's Leela in the form of creation is beyond all measures. He has expanded or extended out himself in variegated ways. Even then, he is always one, formless as well as with form. All beings and creatures sustain themselves with the mighty support of his holy name. besides all the continents of the universe, are supported by the holy name, creator of this universe, the doer of everything. The power of the Lord is beyond the sphere of man's grasp. Whomsoever the Lord, through His grace, attaches to His name and reaches the fourth stage of spiritualism, Turiya Avastha, and realizes the Lord, the true devotee alone attains this master, attains the Lord. And if one has a proper insight into the true dance of the unbeaten music that continues non-stop in the whole cosmos, he would be doing absolutely nothing except to worship the holy name. Such a person alone attains the supreme state. Guruji says, the Master talks about the absolute truth in 17th Ashtpadi. He says, the Lord was true before the time, yet also true, and will always be true hereafter also. His whole universe is also true. He Himself is the virtue and Himself the bestower of virtues. The unstruck music of the Lord is true. Lord is always true and true. The Lord who is uttering the Shabad is also true. True is the power of concentration, the Surti, which listens to His true praises. He says, they who have perfect faith in the Lord have the essence of the spiritual knowledge revealed to them in their minds. Such persons, transcending the state of fear and fright, and get merged in the Lord from whom they enlarged. The servants of the worshipful Lord obeys His command, has perfect faith and confidence in Him, and always remain absorbed in His loving worship, loving memory. Remember that Lord, and who alone is the servant on whom the Lord shows mercy Himself. For such a servant, the holy name alone is the wealth, beauty, and love. Remember Lord with every breath. His name alone is His happiness and company for Him. He added that Himself, Lord Himself, looks after such a servant fondly, protects the respect and honor of such a servant, and the Supreme, the Lord, covers up the faults of His own servant. Guruji says, why then, O mortal, are you still brooding? Go and worship that wondrous God who is beyond the sight and the grasp of mind and intellect. Make the sole mission of the whole life the Lord, with passionate zeal and soul free. Do the bhakti, recognize the will of the Lord, because true bhagat does this. Every given situation remains happy and pleased. Master says, in what words should I express the glory of such a true bhakt? Such are alone perfect, pure, and free from sins. Such humble servants of Lord, true bhaktas, true seeker. Go and dedicate your mind and body unto those ones. Go and dedicate your mind and body unto those ones. Master says, the grace of Sadguru, the definition of Sadguru by the Master in 18th Ashtpadi. Master says, God realized person, good soul, who has realized true being, the Lord Almighty, is called Sadguru. In the close company of such a God-realized person, man obtains salvation. Sadguru himself takes indulgent care of his disciple. Only he who engages himself in the selfless service without any expectation of the fruit realizes God. There is no end to the Guru's virtues. Spotlessly pure is the giver of all the treasures. Servant of the Lord remains immersed in the Supreme. He himself becomes one with the Lord. So Guru adds, in his company, investing full faith in Guru's exhortations and by acting upon them in life. A disciple learns to sing the praises of Ram and thereby enters into the divine court of the Supreme Lord. Guru casts his ambrosial sight upon his disciple. His disciple becomes a saint. Fear of transmigration disappears. That is all happened due to the worship of the Lord. Murari, in the company of sadhus, Master adds, the Lord Himself is nirguna, without form and void of three attributes or qualities, and sarguna, with form, who has restrained all the three attributes. Guru concludes, there is none bearing the Lord. He is present in all and has infused his own power in it. Such a Lord is in the company of sadhus. In the company of sadhus, such a Lord is revealed. O mortal, nothing else except prema bhakti would accompany you at the fag end of your life. Whatever else exists is all poison, ashes. Master says in 19th Ashtpadi. Therefore, earn the name of the Lord, he says. This alone is true and excellent wealth. The worldly wealth will never accompany you. Why then are you clinging to it? Master calls human stupid. On whom can you exercise your right of ownership, he says, he's asking. Those nearest and dearest ones will not go with you at the time of your departure. And who has obtained salvation of the soul through the worldly pleasures and other countless extensive wealth? Maya, the delusion. The Master sounds a note of caution. O fool, take the advice of a guru. Countless worldly wise got drowned without bhakti in this ocean of Maya, he says. Make his name the support of your life. Enshrine only the lotus feet of Lord in your heart. O brother, lay firm hold of thy name, which alone is the true object of life. Seek the refuge of the Guru in order to acquire that splendor and reputation for which you perform meritorious deeds. Awake the mind with the holy name, which keeps on running in all 10 directions. Attain stability, and through prema bhakti alone that the soul gets illuminated, the precious human life gains self-realization. The transmigration gets terminated conclusively only in the Lord's service through bhakti, and this bhakti, only the bhakti. Man goes in surrender unto the feet of Lord. Sing the praises of the one Master. Make one Master as your passionate wish and desire of your mind. Crave for one Lord passionately, but this all happens through the grace of the Guru. The Guru suggests, Guru's humble prayer to the Lord. He is praying, I have come to your door to seek your refuge, praying to be activated in bhakti. Beggar servant begging from you a charity. Grant me a boon, I may be singing non-stop praises of you, meditating upon you with every breath. O Lord, I beg of you to grant me only your name, which alone is pure and excellent wealth. Grant me a boon that I may be continuously do only your bhakti, daily, always. I may make you and you alone my prop and my sole support. In the ambrosial glance of the Lord is the great happiness contained, but alas, only a rare one enjoys the pleasure of it. They are brimming with joy and bliss of the divine love. The passionate craving to meet the Lord springs up in the company of a sadhu only, Master is suggesting. Surrendering themselves unto a sadhu, renounced everything else, then only they got spiritual light within and got constantly attached in love with the Lord day and night, to the ambrosial and nectarian Bani day and night. Master says, how can you afford to forget that Lord who knows beforehand what you do, who draws you from the poisonous Maya? How can you forsake that Lord who is the very life of your life? A rare person through the grace of Guru understands this. The perfect Guru made me understand, he says, this essence or the crux of this established truth. Without bhakti and intense love for the divine, this life will be reduced to ashes. Forgiver of our vices and compassionate, be merciful, is praying that I may soon worship your name through the grace of the Guru. O Lord, grant me a favor of being in sadhu's association, such imbued soul. Formless Lord, Himself is Sarguna with attributes and Nirguna without attributes. He alone is together with Prakriti, the nature. Explaining the Master in 21st Ashtpadi, ocean of all virtues, universe has been created by Him and will again merge all that within Himself. When the universe had not yet been created, Lord was wrapped in silence. Creation were non-existent. Who at that time experienced joy? Who performed good acts or sins? Where at that time was the feeling of attachment, doubt or superstition? Who was steeped in? O the transcendental Lord, you were the only one by yourself. You alone were the one and the one only in existence. Incomprehensible, infinite Lord, you were in your primal state of Nirguna. Where was Shiv, Shakti or Maya then? Where were at that time birth and death and the cycle of transmigration and destruction? Whose it was and whom did the Chitragupta, the recording angels of man's action, yourself abiding in your own amazing state? The Lord, doer, is Himself, the primal cause of all causes. Of such a divine creator, there is no reckoning, no count. He is endless, infinite. One Lord, absorbed within His own beautiful form, abided. O Lord, when you were upholding your own glory, did not spread out your own splendor at that time, who were mother, father, friend, son and brothers? Where were holy books of all religions? Who were referring to whom then? Who thought of omen and ill omen? When you enshrine yourself in your heart, your own heart, you are exceedingly endless. You yourself can reach yourself, none else. O my Lord, you yourself in your own delight are witnessing the play that you produced. You and you alone. Entreats, you have extended yourself even in the Sargun state also. You come to manifest yourself through the glory radiating from your own. O my Lord, you are incalculative, infinite, unfathomable, beyond measures. Nanak Sahib says, Nanak Sahib speaks, what you make him speaks. Holds the entire universe by the subtly woven thread, Lord. Master added in 22nd Ashtpadi, says he is the one who looks on all without any discrimination, all the living beings. That one alone pervades every place. Alone is the knower of the essence of the truth, and he alone is the conqueror of the whole world. Compassionate to the fallen, he is above all the Lord, one Lord, all immaculate, over, and reign his grace over all. His entire creation is inseparably with him, both inside as outside. Ocean of virtues, infinite, oh the unfathomable. Master says, Lord, may I be your servant, ever be a sacrifice unto you. The Master prays in all humility, that merciful Lord, everywhere in the entire universe, knower of our hidden secrets, is pervasive everywhere. Sustain all the living creatures. Rejoice on being associated with the sadhu, since in such holy association you sing praises of the blissful Lord, which alone are the ambrosial words. That alone is the means for the fulfillment of the human breaths. This way you liberate this precious, hard to obtain human body and become immortal, attains the state of immortality. The teaching of the perfect Guru is ever perfect. Master added, he whose mind unquestioningly abides by that exalted teacher, value of truth alone assesses the Master. O trader, deal in the commodity of his name only, so that in the divine court your cape, the cargo of Ram Nam, reaches the divine court and is accepted. With grace of the Guru, the Lord gave me antimony of the spiritual knowledge. Master is disclosing in 23rd Ashtpadi, with the help of the Lord, followed into the footprints of the saint or Guru, the light of the spiritual knowledge came to be revealed in my mind. In association with a saint, I beheld the Lord within me. Know by the grace of Guru that whatever the Lord does is totally acceptable. We should accept it cheerfully. He says, I saw myself being transported into the samadhi, deep meditation, where there was nothing but deep silence. There I heard the melodious sounds of the unstuck primal music. There the conditions prevailing were preternatural. The ambience over there would put a man into trance. Master says, oh, I can't narrate that state. That infinite Lord is within, and at the same time He is also without. In forest, in the grass, on the top of the mountains, the transcendental Lord is present. In all, water, fire, and in all the four corners and then 10 directions. Veda, Shastra and Smritis also tells us that one Lord is present in the moon, in the sun and in the galaxies of stars and planets. Whatever exists is all His creation. The whole creation is uttering the Bani, the words of the Lord. The entire creation carries out the command of that Lord. He Himself is everywhere in a perfect manner. The whole creation as if is the body of the Lord. He is contained in all and at the same time remains undefiled by them. In all the beings, the Lord Himself operates. He has merged within Himself the very rap and woof of that creation. Countless are His powers. He with whom He is pleased, Him and Him alone He unites with Himself. Master adds, he who has realized the Lord is ever destined to enjoy happiness and nothing but happiness, everlasting happiness. The Lord Himself merges him with Himself. Only he who has enshrined the Lord in his heart is wealthy and belongs to high caste, is respectable and is the life's blessed soul. Blessed is the birth of that soul, that servant of Lord, through whose grace one swims across this fearful ocean of the world. I practice the bhakti of the perfect Lord. Through bhakti, I realize that perfect Lord, and now I am singing the love praises of that perfect Lord. Guru is concluding in his last Ashtpadi that listen to the exhortations of perfect Guru and behold the transcendental Lord Almighty near you. With every breath, remember Govinda, and the anxiety that troubles your mind will be whipped out. Tide over these waves of desires, he says. Giving up I-ness, entreat before the Guru. You will swim across this ocean of fire, the world, for being in association of a sadhu. Worship the bliss personified Lord. If you crave for salvation, happiness and peace of mind, transfix your mind on one Narayan, the Lord, whose form is one but His colors are countless. That is who reveals Himself in countless ways in His creation. Gopal Damodar, Lord is compassionate to the poor, destroyer of the miseries, and perfect and ever gracious. Remember the name of such Lord over and over again. The loving remembrance, the holy name is the only true prop of human existence, Master says. The words of a sadhu are exalted hymns, pricelessly precious jewels. By hearing and acting upon the words of a sadhu, man is saved. You will also be saved along with several others too. Fruitful is his life and fruitful is his company, whose mind is dyed with the color of the divine love. The Lord alone is worthy of surrender. He adds, I uttered the ambrosial name of the Lord in the association of a sadhu. My Gurudeva, the teacher, the enlightener, became exceedingly pleased and the service of the servant like me and became fruitful. I became free from the entanglements of a householder's life and evils I recite, I chant the name of Ram Naam every moment with my tongue, and the Lord showering His grace and the cape cargo of Ram Naam was accepted. The goal of my life was realized. The Master is adding up. The holy name of the Lord is the jewel of the true everlasting happiness. Who has enshrined the holy name in his heart becomes an inexhaustible treasure, or vast ocean himself. All his desires are fulfilled, becomes pure and conspicuous among all people. For him, the transmigration releases forever, attainment of salvation, peace of mind, occult powers, 9 treasures, spiritual knowledge and supernatural powers becomes possible. But alas, a rare fortunate soul through the grace of the Guru obtains the holy name, and for him is the spiritual knowledge, yoga, union, meditation, pure knowledge and supreme. In addition, he alone possesses all the 4 cherished objects of life: dharma, artha, kam and moksha. Divine light in his heart lives in the midst of all and yet remains udas chitta, untouched and neutral. The sole object of all the religious duties and is only the divine name. Only he on whose forehead the Lord in his own mercy has himself pre-write a good fortune of the love worship of the divine goes in surrender to a sadhu, instantly liberates this hard to obtain body. When man gets his mind steeped in the name of the Lord, the glory of that human being acquires crystalline purity, and his words take the form of nectar. His mind is completely rid of all the woes, diseases, fear, doubts, superstitions, and the worshipper of the holy name, sadhus, are all unblemished, are nothing but extremely pure. His glory became the exalted of the exalted. The Master humbly avers that by virtues of these virtues, this holy name of the Lord is the one sparkling gem of joy. It is the sacred name of the Lord alone is the gem of joy, in as much as sukhmani is an adjective qualifying the noun naam, the name divine. The name divine. Sukhmani is the name divine. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।